The first home game of 2023 for the Grayson County Lady Cougars pits them against the Lady Eagles of Fort Knox. It's the first time that the Lady Cougs have been home since a December 9th loss to Edmonson County. It's been nearly a month, but the Lady Cougars looking for consecutive wins to start the new year. And a good evening and welcome here to the Cougar Den for tonight's coverage of Grayson County Lady Cougar basketball on K105. Sam Gormley here with you on the call. Appreciate you taking the time to tune in as this is the Locker Room Show. Coming up on the Locker Room Show, we will introduce you to both the Grayson County Lady Cougars and the Fort Knox Lady Eagles. We'll talk to the head coach of the Lady Cougars, Todd Johnston, and get you ready for all of the action here. Again, your matchup tonight is Fort Knox against Grayson County. We'll take a break. Come back with more as this is Lady Cougar basketball on K105.
My brother was wounded in Mosul, Iraq in 2005 during a combat mission. The injuries he suffered that day are still with him. He has partial vision and hearing loss. He has a traumatic brain injury, and probably most severe is his post-traumatic stress. But the bomb that blew him up, it really kind of blew up my life right along with it. Caregiving was new and scary. I was really isolated and on my own, and I didn't reach out. And that ultimately led me to a point in my life where I contemplated suicide. One of the resources that we had known about after my brother was wounded was Wounded Warrior Project. And once we discovered that Wounded Warrior Project not only had programs for my brother, but they had them for me and my son as well, we really began engaging with other families, and it turns out there's a lot of them who are just like ours.
This is Cougar Basketball on K105.
Welcome back to Grayson County High School, where Fort Knox is getting ready to take on the Lady Cougars. Fort Knox enters with a record of 4-4. They're 0-1 in the 17th district. Their leading scorer, Abigail Morales, no longer on the team. It appears that she has moved out, and I've been looking to see if she's on the floor, and it does not appear that she is. So they will turn to their second leading scorer, the 8th grader, Asia Charles. She's averaging 9 points per game and 6.1 rebounds. Lachey Jones, the sophomore guard, at 6.4 points and 2.1 rebounds per game. And in the middle, you have Victoria Hines. She averages 7.6 rebounds per game. Lady Eagles are looking for their first 3-game winning streak since 2020 when they won 4 straight going into the district tournament. Lady Cougars looking for back-to-back wins. We'll introduce you to them coming up after this, as this is Lady Cougar basketball on K105.
You may have heard that the American Legion helps honor our fallen heroes.
Or that the American Legion helped write the GI Bill, enabling veterans to get a college education.
And yeah, you've heard us tell a good story or two.
But did you know that the American Legion does so much more for our veterans? From advocacy on Capitol Hill to serving others in our communities, the American Legion continues its tradition of strengthening America through service. Learn more about supporting veterans in your community by visiting legion.org.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. And I can't let this happen to my kid. Of course, it's awkward to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping. Hey, bestie, how sketch is me? It's hard to get their attention. Ready? Go. Yes, look at that. You even turn yours over. So if you want to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping, you have to get it trending. Right, backpack kid?
Let's do it.
First, invite your kid to do the vape talk. Let's try this. All right.
Why is he here?
Yeah, I gotta get it trending, honey.
Come on. Let's go.
Oh, honey, can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
I see a lot of your friends vaping.
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
This is Cougar Basketball on K105.
Lady Cougars picked up a win to open up 2023 on Tuesday against University Heights by a final score of 62-40. They'll look to make it back-to-back wins for the first time since the 2021 district tournament when they defeated Edmonson County and Butler County to win the title that year at Whitesville Trinity High School. Leading scorer is Sydney Perkins. She's averaging just under 12 points a game, but the best scorer, at least consistently over the past 2 games, has been Sutton Van Meter, as she has been playing very well as of late. She had a career-high 13 points last week against McLean County and 11 points earlier on this week against University Heights. So she's starting to put it together in the offensive end, which can really help out this Grayson County Lady Cougar team. Marissa Rakes continuing to play extremely well for the Lady Cougars. Isabel Blanton as well, as is Kennedy Green. She coming off of her career high earlier this week against University Heights with 8 points. Todd Johnston is the head coach of the Grayson County Lady Cougars. We'll talk to him, get his thoughts on the matchup after this, as this is Lady Cougar basketball on K105.
My mom was caught doing drugs, and they said this is not where children are supposed to be. So they removed me and my siblings and put us into foster care.
Brianna spent 9 years in foster care before being adopted with help from the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption.
After I was adopted, I felt very safe. I definitely see myself going in the right direction.
There are more than 100,000 children in foster care like Brianna who need a family now. You can help us find them the safe, permanent homes they deserve. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
Connect.
A tree can be unifying, inviting diverse communities to gather over common roots. A tree can be innovative, effortlessly pulling carbon from the air. A tree can be noble, actively nurturing life in an uncertain world. The Arbor Day Foundation has been planting trees for 50 years, in every season and soil, every climate and corner of the earth. A tree can be transformational, helping us turn local action into global impact. That's why now is the time for trees. Lots of trees. Let's tell the world everything a tree can be. Because a tree can be a solution. Let's put millions of solutions in the ground together.
She used to dance and dream of a better life, a brighter future. Today, thanks to Children International and friends like you, she dances for the world. Together, we give children in poverty a chance to set their sights high and achieve their dreams. Learn more about Children International and join us in our life-changing work at children.org today.
Welcome back to the Locker Room Show here on K105. Sam Gormley joined by the head coach of the Grayson County Lady Cougars, head coach Todd Johnston. Coach, we haven't seen you in a couple of weeks since before Christmas. You had your first game to open up the brand new year in 2023 on Tuesday against University Heights. What'd you see from your team to start off the year with a dub?
Well, our defense was really good. We created a lot of turnovers, got some layups, and then we made shots. And it was a game where we made 10 threes. And I think that's the second time this year we've done that. May have been against them both times, but, you know, Sydney made 5, Isabel made a couple, and then 3 or 4 others made at least 1 3. So, you know, making shots makes everything easier, makes everybody play a little harder, it seems like. But, you know, second half, UHA played us even. And, again, their point guard's really good, and she had 20. So it was a good trip for us, a good win for us, and hopefully we can carry it over tonight.
One of my favorite questions to ask coaches this time of year is about New Year's resolutions. And I know I asked you this question last year, but if you were creating a New Year's resolution for your team this year, what would it be?
It's got to be making shots because that's our biggest issue, and especially shots in the paint. Now, we're shooting a higher percentage inside the paint this year than we did last year, but not much. We make our layups more now, but I'm talking about these little 6'8", 10-foot jumpers in the paint that you can get against zones, and you know, so we struggle with that. I think we're in the high 30s on our shooting percentage inside the paint this year. Last year we were at 30, so it's better. We spend a lot of time working on it, but, you know, making shots gives everybody confidence. It makes you play harder, makes you think you're better than maybe you really are, but it makes your defense better, and it can really impact everything mentally. So resolution for me is we make a lot more shots.
Sutton has been making shots as of late. She has back-to-back games, double-digit scoring, something that she'd never done in her career prior to that point. What does she need to do to continue that, and what does that do for you offensively?
Well, she got off to a horrendous start making shots, and now she's finally back to where we thought she'd be all year. And she was so efficient against UHA. She took 2 shots, and they were both threes. She made them, hit her free throws 4 for 4, and only had 1 turnover. So, that's the Sutton we need. Probably need her to take more than 2 shots, but in that situation, she had 4 or 5 assists. But she's playing with a lot of confidence right now, and it's multiple games now where she's made threes. And if we can get her as our 3rd double-figure scorer, all of a sudden now you're hoping you're not in the mid-30s scoring. You're up in the high 40s, low 50s. So Sutton's playing really well. Kennedy probably had her best game against UHA. She had 8 points and was 3 for 4 from the field. So we've got to keep building those players because we can't rely on Arissa and Sydney to get 15 to 20, 10 to 20, whatever it might be. We've got to find that 3rd and 4th score. And again, Isabel hit 2 threes the other night, so she's another one that's capable of getting double figures anytime.
What do you see from Fort Knox?
Well, they're going to struggle a little bit. They're 4-4, but their schedule's not been that tough. And talking to Coach Arms, his best player just moved. She's gone. It's one of those things where they never know who they're going to have. So he's playing a lot of young girls, but so are we. And we don't overlook anybody. But, it's a game that we should control if we come out and do what we're supposed to do and force some turnovers, get after it defensively, and then push in transition. So it's a good game for us. I don't know that they're on the level of UHA, and I think Washington County beat them pretty good, and we beat Washington County really good. So you can't compare scores, and we're not good enough to overlook anybody, but we should be able to take care of business tonight.
Coach, good luck. Well, more here coming up in the locker room show after this.
Every 3 minutes, a baby is born with a cleft, making it difficult to talk, hear, eat, and even breathe. Many won't receive the treatment they need to thrive. Through training and financial support, Smile Train gives the power of healing back to local communities so they can provide life-changing surgeries and other services at no cost to families. Help us change the world one smile at a time.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, your feel better starts here at Midway Pharmacy.
This is Cougar Basketball on K105.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Lady Cougars are about to take on the Lady Eagles of Fort Knox in their first home game in nearly a month, as it has been since December the 9th was the last home game for Grayson County. For Fort Knox, it's their first game since December the 15th. So it looks like they're getting ready to do the starting lineups, or rather the national anthem. As I'm going to see here just to make sure. If not, we'll bring you the starting lineups really quick. It is. They're going to do the national anthem, so we'll step aside and have all the play-by-play after this. This is Lady Cougar Basketball on K105.
I'm William Shatner. I've been around a long time, but I'm truly humbled when I see the real battles our brave, paralyzed veterans have faced defending our freedom.
I was on a routine patrol, and we were in the desert of Kuwait, and the vehicle flipped and landed on top of me, which left me paralyzed from the waist down.
Okay, folks, this is heroism. That's why I'm proud to support Paralyzed Veterans of America. Go to pva.org to learn how you can make a difference.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
A tree can be unifying. inviting diverse communities to gather over common roots. A tree can be innovative, effortlessly pulling carbon from the air. A tree can be noble, actively nurturing life in an uncertain world. The Arbor Day Foundation has been planting trees for 50 years, in every season and soil, every climate and corner of the earth. A tree can be transformational, helping us turn local action into global impact. That's why now is the time for trees. Lots of trees. Let's tell the world everything a tree can be. Because a tree can be a solution. Let's put millions of solutions in the ground together.
Did you know that over 700 kids enter the foster care system every day?
$700?
700.
Just talking about foster care can help foster care.
Okay, let's try this.
Donate your small talk.
Grayson County and Fort Knox about ready to get underway here in tonight's game. Fort Knox with a record of 4-4. Grayson County with a record of 3-9. It should be a great matchup here between these two teams. Both teams looking to extend a winning streak. We'll turn it over to public address announcer Adam Cox for the starting lineups.
From the 5th region, the Lady Eagles of Fort Knox High School and your Lady Cougars of Grayson County High School. Please join me for the introductions of tonight's starting lineups. First, for our visitors from Fort Knox High School. At guard, number 2, Lachey Jones. At guard, number 5, Trishana Lewis. At guard, number 12, Tiare Cisse. At guard, number 13, Asia Charles. And at forward, number 14, Asia Davis. Fort Knox is coached by David Arms. And now, for your Lady Cougars of Grayson County. At guard, number 10, Sydney Perkins. At guard, number 33, Isabel Blanton. At guard, number 5, Arissa Riggs. At guard, number 11, Sutton Van Meter. And at forward, number 12, Kennedy Green. Grayson County is coached by Todd Johnston and assisted by Elena Jones and Brian Jones.
Those are the starting lineups for both teams. Again, for Fort Knox, it is Jones, Mack, Lewis, Cisse, Charles, and, well, now I'm looking here, and I have 6 people marked on my sheet here, as it is Jones, Mack, Cisse, Charles, and Davis, as Lewis is not starting, as I had mentioned in the previous announcement there. In fact, I've got something wrong here on mine. We'll try to figure it out as this goes along here. Something is incorrect. It looks like I've marked both 3 and 5, and it is number 3, Serenity Mack. Or Trishiana Lewis, rather, is who's starting. Okay, we're good here. It's time for basketball in Litchfield. And the opening tip is up into the air and controlled by the Lady Cougars of Grayson County, as they will be working from right to left on your radio dial. It'll be Sutton Van Meter to start off at the point for Grayson. They're looking to win back-to-back games for the first time since the 2021 district tournament, as they defeated University Heights on Tuesday by a final score of 62-40. And we have a foul called on the top of the key on Lachey Jones. It'll be her first and the team's first here early on in this game. Sam Gormley here with you on the call tonight. We appreciate you taking the time to tune in to tonight's broadcast. As it's a pass off to the left wing through the hands of Riggs. It's knocked around. Riggs able to get it back as it was almost taken around. Pass down into the near corner. Blanton, three. It's off the back of the iron. Rebounded by Green. Green kicks it off to the far corner. Perkins, three is up. It is off the back of the iron. Rebound on the floor. Bounces around, and it's out of bounds off of Grayson County. And it's going to be Fort Knox basketball here. Fort Knox enters with a record of 4-4. They are looking to win their third straight game for the first time since 2020. When they went into the district tournament on a 4-game winning streak and almost defeated John Hardin in this game. Down to the right block, outside now into the near corner to Lewis. As the starting lineup is Jones, Lewis, Cisse, Charles, and Davis for Fort Knox. Driving down the left side, shot in the lane is partially blocked out of bounds by Kennedy Green. Lachey Jones drove in. Jones averaging 6.4 points per game. Asia Charles, the number 13, the 8th grader, is their leading scorer. As their leading scorer for the entire season moved away. And that's one of the things when you go up against some of these schools that are on the military bases is that things change. There's a shot by Charles off to the left side. It's missed, rebounded by Green for Grayson, and she immediately taps it off into the middle to Riggs. No score early on here. About a minute 20 in this evening's game from Grayson County High School. 18-foot jumper by Perkins straight away is blocked by Fort Knox. Pass off to the right wing to Green. She's looking for help. She's trying to find it with a guard. Now Green's just going to take the dribble down inside, down the right side. Out front, right wing Riggs. She'll drive down inside. Flip shot, right side, too hard. Rebounded on the inside by the Lady Eagles, who are immediately looking to push. It's Charles down the left side. Might have been fouled. Spins around on the left block. Shot's not there. Rebound is out of bounds off of Perkins. It's going to be Grayson County basketball. Bree Jones comes into the game in place of Sydney Perkins. Jones is the 7th grader, averaging just under 3 points and 1 rebound per game. The trigger underneath the own basket is Asia Charles. And we have a offensive foul called on the inside on Lachey Jones. That'll be her second and the team's second. David Arms asking for the explanation from the official, as your officials are John Bettner, Mitchell Butler, and Jim O'Brien this evening in this game. Jones takes it to the hole down the right side. Right block passes out to the far side to Van Meter, who had vacated the spot. And a sloppy start for Grayson County, another turnover. Both teams looking for their first points of the game as it's 0-0. About 6 minutes to play here in the opening quarter of play from Grayson County High School. Over into the far corner. It is Lewis with the ball. Outside of the right wing, Jones almost picked the pocket. 18-footer right side. Way too long by Jones. Rebound tapped off, blocked by Green on the inside. The ball is going to stay Fort Knox basketball. Right wing Lewis, guarded by Van Meter. Lady Cougars sticking with their traditional man-to-man defense. Lewis drives in. Right-handed floater is there. And Trishana Lewis gets the basket. And Fort Knox leads 2-0 against Grayson County. 5:20 to play in the first quarter. Right wing Riggs. Out front to Blanton. Blanton swings it off to the left wing to Jones. Jones to the free throw line to Green. Off to the right wing now Blanton. Blanton, no look pass. Far corner Riggs. 3 for the lead. Can't get it in. Rebound bounces off. Jones can't corral it on the inside, and the Lady Eagles have the rebound. Pushing up the far side of the floor goes Charles. She loses her dribble on the left block. Finds it out front now to Lewis. Lewis thought about driving in. Out front Jones. Jones 18-footer straight away. Bounces out. Somehow that doesn't fall. Green gets the rebound for Grayson. Taps it off to Riggs. Riggs breaks the timeline right up the middle. Passes down to Jones. Cutting down the right side. She walked with it. It's a good call by the official on the inside. Jones did take the extra step. Sydney Perkins into the game. Bree Jones comes out for Grayson. 2-0. Fort Knox leads. 4 minutes and 44 seconds to play in the first quarter. As it will be Jones to run the point here. That is Lewis to run the point here for Fort Knox. Looks like Todd Johnson going a little zone pressure here as Kennedy Green comes up to put it at the free throw line. Passes off into the far corner, driving in and carrying it. On the far side of the floor was Asia Charles, a turnover for Fort Knox. It's 2-0. Lady Eagles of Fort Knox on top of Grayson County. 4:20 left in the first quarter. Grayson County looking for their first points of this game. Right wing Riggs Out front to Green. Green swings it off to the left wing to Van Meter. Into the corner, Perkins. 3 is up, and 3 is not there, but a late foul is going to be called on Fort Knox, and 3 free throws will come for Sydney Perkins. Asia Charles picks up the foul. Her first, team's third. Perkins has 3 free throws coming for Sydney. She is an 82.4% free throw shooter. It's one thing this Grayson County team has really succeeded a lot at. No, I thought it was a shooting foul. It's not. It's going to stay on the floor as Van Meter passes it into Perkins. Back down to Van Meter. 3 near side. Good! Sutton Van Meter puts the 3 on the board, and Grayson's got the lead at 3-2 halfway through the opening quarter. Hopefully that can be something that just breaks the dam here for Grayson, and they can start to move forward in this game. Passing down inside. Nice defense on the interior by Van Meter. Sticking with the zone is Todd Johnston. Right wing Jones. Out front to Lewis. Like a 1-2-2 zone pressure. Jump pass floating over into the far corner, driving far baseline. Now backing it off, swinging it out front to Lachey Jones for the Lady Eagles. Reset up the possession here. And in the near corner to the 8th grader Charles. She'll pull up 10 feet right side. Too high off the glass. Rebound put back on the inside. Isn't there by Cisse. And Blanton comes down with a loose ball for Grayson. Gets it in the middle to Van Meter. Into Riggs. Riggs down to Perkins. 10-footer near side. Not going to be going in. And here comes Fort Knox with the pressure. Lewis comes down. Now backs it off to the right side. Perkins tried to pick her pocket. 3 right wing. Good! Lachey Jones puts in the 3. Jones, about half of her shots come from 3. She shoots 16.7% from that mark. And it's 5-3. Fort Knox with the lead against Grayson. Down to the left block to Riggs. Out front to Green. Green off to the left wing now to Perkins. Grayson County's offensive start has not been what Todd Johnston had probably dreamed of in this game. Riggs drives down the right side. Now spins it around to the right wing. A shot by Green. Good. She gets the roll from the right elbow. Kennedy Green gets her first points of the game. And Grayson County has tied the game up at 5 with 2 minutes and 25 seconds to play in the first quarter. Right wing Lewis out front. We're going to have a timeout on the floor taken by David Arms. It's going to be a full timeout. We will take it with him. It is 5-5, 2:22 to play in the first. As this is Lady Cougar basketball on K105.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Not a good start at all for Grayson County as they trail in this game, or tied in this game 5-5 with 2 minutes and 22 seconds to play in the first quarter of play. David Arms called the timeout for Fort Knox. Is really not the greatest offensive start for either one of these teams. Not that offense is necessarily the strength for either side. Fort Knox averaging 36.5 points a game. Grayson County averaging 41.3 points per game. Both teams not great shooting percentage-wise. Grayson County at about 32%, and an inbounds pass is going to be a 5-second call on Fort Knox. Grayson County is going to get the basketball back. The baskets for Grayson. Sutton Van Meter has a 3. Kennedy Green has 2. It's been Lachey Jones with a 3 for Fort Knox, 2 for Lewis. Passing down to the right block to Green. Fades towards the middle. Shot's good. Kennedy Green. She's got 4 of Grayson's 7. Lady Cougars retake the lead at 7-5. Just about 2 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. Lewis breaks the timeline across the near side. The 1-2-2 zone pressure for Grayson. Kennedy Green at the top of it. Now they're going to bring it and put the pressure on Lewis. She gets it off to the left wing to Charles. Back now to Lewis, guarded by Green. Lewis into the far corner. Jump pass inside. Van Meter almost got her hand on it. Stripped on the wing in by Renfro's into the game for Grayson. Out front 3 straight away by Lachey Jones. Off the back of the iron. Rebound put back is stripped out of bounds by Grayson. Charles got the rebound, and it looked like Renfro knocked it out from behind. Some of the Fort Knox fans thought there might have been some contact and it should have been a foul. 7-5, 1:40 left to play here in the first quarter. Left wing Lewis. Out front to Jones. Passes down to the right elbow to Charles. Back out front now. 1:34 left to play in the first quarter. It's 7-5 Grayson County on top by 2 points. Deep three straight away off to the left side. Cranks off here to the near side by Jones. We're going to have a jump ball on the rebound. 1:25 to play in the first quarter. 7-5 Grayson County. Jump ball is going to stay with Fort Knox. Passing in, wide open, stripped back by Blanton, into the hands, put back on the inside by Charles, is missed, but Kennedy Green gets the rebound. Slaps it off to Van Meter, who weaves through off to the left wing, out front to Riggs. Riggs, she'll drive down the right side, lowers her shoulder, gets the rim, but she's fouled, and free throws will come. Foul is called on Asia Davis, her first, team's fourth. 2 free throws will come for Arissa Riggs, and she has drastically improved her free throw percentage from last season. She is shooting 84%. Last year, she was at about a 56% clip. First one is good. And knowing what I know about Arissa, she'd been one of the first people to tell you that she is not a 56% free throw shooter. And she's doing very well here to start. Second free throw good by Riggs. It is 9-5. Grayson County has the lead now with 1:10 to play in the first quarter. Double team coming now on the full court pressure and dribbling it out of bounds, but Van Meter had her hand in to knock it out off the hand of Lewis. So it is going to stay Fort Knox basketball on the far side of the floor. 1:08 to play here in the first quarter of play. It's 9-5. Grayson County has the 4-point advantage. Into the middle, a jump pass off to the left wing. Lowering the shoulder is Charles. She picks it up, guarded by Blanton. Inside pass, punched out by Riggs, into the hands of Charles. Charles spins it around with the right hand, shot short, rebound, put back, no good on the inside. And a foul on the rebound is going to be whistled on, I believe, on Charles for Fort Knox. It is on Charles. That is her second, team's fifth. 9-5, Grayson County hangs on to the 4-point advantage. 48 seconds left here in the first quarter of play. Bounce pass left wing, Blanton. Out front now to Van Meter. Van Meter off to the right wing, Riggs. Riggs fakes the pass inside. Had it one more time to Renfro. Instead gets it out front to Van Meter. Lets the defender go by. Van Meter, free throw line jumper. It's off to the right side. Green has the rebound. Dumps it off to the left block to Renfro, who finishes on the left side. Assist to Green. Basket to Renfro. Defensive pressure coming. Fort Knox breaks it. It is Cisse down the right side. Flip shot high off the glass. It is no good. Rebound out of bounds off of Fort Knox. It'll be Grayson County basketball. 16.2 seconds left here in the first quarter of play. 11-5. Grayson County has the advantage. Let's see if they hold for the final shot and trying to get something here. In between the circles, Van Meter. Left wing Riggs with 8 seconds. Riggs with the right hand, pulls up inside the free throw line. The floater is off to the left. Green had the rebound, lost it on the way up. Fort Knox has it, pushing up the floor. Charles didn't know how much time was on the clock and dribbles it out. At the end of the first quarter of play, it is Fort Knox trailing Grayson County 11-5. As this is Grayson County Lady Cougar basketball on K105.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. And I can't let this happen to my kid. Of course, it's awkward to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping. Hey, bestie, how sketch is me? It's hard to get their attention. Ready? Go. Yes, look at that. You even turn yours over. So if you want to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping, you have to get it trending. Right, backpack kid?
Let's do it.
First, invite your kid to do the vape talk. Let's try this. All right.
Why is he here?
Yeah, I gotta get it trending, honey.
Come on.
Let's go.
Oh, honey, can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
I see a lot of your friends vaping.
Visit talkaboutVaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
Grayson County closes the second quarter on an 11-5 run. And that is the score, or rather they closed it on a 6-0 run. And not really the greatest offensive first quarter of play for Grayson. They were able to get some buckets late, kind of expand that lead. It's off to the left wing Perkins as Grayson will start with the basketball here to start this second quarter of play. Riggs in the right wing, out front to Narvaez, who gets her first minutes of the game. Left wing to Perkins, off to the right side to Van Meter, drives in, flips it up, right side, a little too hard, rebound bounces around, Van Meter's got it, smacks it off to Riggs, crosses it into the near corner to Perkins. Perkins finds Renfro straight away. Renfro will drive at the free throw line, off to the right wing, deep on the right side to Riggs. Riggs spins down the lane, it's poked away and taken away by Fort Knox. 7:24 left to play here in the first half. It is Grayson County with the 11-5 advantage against Fort Knox. Right wing Lewis. She'll pull up a right wing three and nothing but nets for Lewis. Trishana Lewis puts in the three. She only shoots 19% from three on the season, but that one was nothing but net, and it's a three-point game now at 11-8. Right wing Renfro setting up the offense herself. Renfro, handoff pass Riggs. Riggs down the right side, dumps it off to Narvaez. Back to the right elbow to Riggs. Riggs drives in from 10 feet on the right side. Too hard. Rebound bounces off, and Riggs has it. Riggs over into the far corner to Narvaez, who loses it. Loose ball. It's going to be a jump ball, and possession will head to Fort Knox. Fort Knox fans wanted a charge on that last play. I think it was a good no call. I'm fine, too, with no calls. I don't think any time a player hits the floor, it's a block or it's a charge. Sometimes I think it is just a no call. Bree Jones re-enters in place of Sutton Van Meter. It's 11-8, Grayson County with the advantage, and Bree Jones gets her hands in and knocks it out of bounds. And it is going to be Grayson County basketball. I don't think that the lady, no it isn't. I could have sworn I saw the official point saying it was Grayson County, but I guess he was just pointing to the official saying that he had the call. Up the far side of the floor. Continuing the dribble, now lowering her shoulder is Charles. Left side layup is good by Asia Charles. It's 11-10. Fort Knox has brought the game back to within one. So they've opened up this quarter on a 5-0 run. Left wing Riggs. With the right hand, free throw line extended jumper is off the back of the iron. Rebound tapped off and into the hands of Renfro, who rips it around. Renfro outside, 10-footer, right side by Riggs is an air ball. Perkins toes the line and is able to at first save the rebound, but when she took that extra step to try and move away from the baseline, her toe did go out of bounds. 6:04 left to play in the first half of play, and smart play by Fort Knox. As Charles was trying to get the ball in bounds, she almost hit that 5-second clock, and she just threw it right at Ellen Narvaez, who kicked it out of bounds. Isabel Blanton re-enters. Arissa Riggs comes out. Charles to trigger. Gets it into Lewis. Lewis into the middle. Perkins got her hand in on it, bouncing around, and it'll be off of Grayson County. The Cougar bench thought it was off of Fort Knox. I think that was the right call, though. I think it was off of Grayson. It was a bang-bang play, one of those bang-bang. It's always tough to tell on those. Lewis has it on the near side. It's another reason why I'm thankful that this isn't college basketball, because we could have gone and looked at that for about 10 seconds or about 2 minutes. And like, well, could go this way, could go that way. I'm glad that we're just saying, you know what, let's just play on. 11-10, 5:37 left to play in the first half. Grayson County hangs on to the 1-point advantage. Bounce pass inside the lane, bounds off and into the Grayson County bench. Charles went diving after to try and grab it for the Lady Eagles, but ran out of real estate. David Arms is the head coach for the Lady Eagles, 31-80 in his 6th season overall. One of those 6 seasons, though, we'll have to mention, it is interesting because only really 2 schools in the entire state can say this. Far corner, Perkins, off onto the right wing. Out front now to Jones. Jones gets a screen from Blanton. Jones drives down, dumps it off to the left block to Narvaez, kicks it into the near corner. Perkins, wide open three is too long. Long rebound chased down in the near corner by Lewis for Fort Knox, who immediately looks to push. Lewis on the right wing. Thought about pulling up. Out front to Jones. Inside through the hands of Asia Davis. And it will be a turnover. Grayson County is going to get the basketball. Fort Knox, the 2021 season, opted out. As it was a decision made by the Department of Defense. Both Fort Knox and Fort Campbell were opted out of all sports that year. That was during the COVID-19 pandemic and during the height of it, where sports were kind of a big question. The Department of Defense just said that none of their schools were going to be participating. Right wing Narvaez. She's looking for help, finds it straight away. Perkins. Perkins looking for her first points of this game. Renfro on the right wing, out front Jones. 11-10. Grayson County looking for their first points here of the second quarter. Narvaez says right on cue. She turns the corner, gets around the defender on the right side, and Ella Narvaez gets her first points of the game. It's 13-10. Now Grayson can set up their full court pressure for the first time in the quarter. Fort Knox does break it. Outlet pass down to the right block. Layup is no good on the inside by Davis. And Blanton picks up the loose ball for Grayson. Gives it off to Jones. Halfway through the second quarter of play, Grayson County hangs on to the three-point advantage. Right wing Renfro. Into the far corner to Narvaez. Passes down to Blanton. She wasn't ready for it. Gains it back to Narvaez. Right side Renfro. Drives down the right side. Lowers the shoulder. Flips it up and is fouled on the drive down. Foul is called on Asia Davis. That is her second, team sixth. Grayson County still not been called for a foul in this game. Riley Renfro will go to the line to shoot 2. She's a 23% free throw shooter this season. First one is too long for the senior Renfro. Renfro missed 14 games last season after injuring her knee. Makes the second one there as she's got the compression sleeve on that right kneecap. 14-10, Grayson County has the 4-point advantage. 3:40 left to play here in the second quarter. Down to the left block, defender goes by. Too hard on the layup by Davis. Rebounded on the inside by Narvaez. Slaps it off to Jones. Weaving through. Jones has it at the volleyball line. An outlet pass to Blanton. 3 left wing. Good. Isabel Blanton puts in the 3. It's her first basket of the game. Grayson County up a touchdown now. 17-10. 3:23 left to play here in the first half. Weaving through the defense is Charles up the far side. Picks it up, spins it around. Renfro dives in after, and she's going to pick up the foul. 3 players hit the deck afterwards. And for Renfro, that is her first and the team's first. Arissa Riggs, Kennedy Green, Sutton Van Meter re-enter. Narvaez, Renfro, Jones check out for the Lady Cougars. Passes into the backcourt. It'll be Lewis to have the ball. 3:08 left to play here in the first half. Grayson County up by 7. We're going to have a jump ball called on the far side of the floor. And the possession will head towards Grayson County. 3:05 left to play here in this second quarter of play. Van Meter passes off to the left wing to Green. Green will drive down, lowers the shoulder, flips it up, right side, gets the layup. What a take by Kennedy Green. Kennedy Green's got 6 points, her career high. Now Perkins gets the steal on the inbound, flips it up, right side, misses the layup, rebound, taps off by Green into the hands of Perkins, who is still standing out of bounds. You know what, Todd Johnston likes that because, listen, Sydney Perkins is going to make that layup most of these times. And the defense, though, is what you really want to see. Passes in the middle, Perkins almost got the steal. That time, that's where it'll sometimes come back to bite you, is she'll pick up the foul. Made contact from behind for Perkins, her first, team's second. 2:40 left here in the first half. 19-10, Grayson County with the advantage against Fort Knox. Passes into the far corner. Fort Knox player fell down. She's underneath the defender, and David Arms is going to take a timeout. 2:36 left to play here in the first half. It's 19-10, Grayson County with a lead. This is Lady Cougar basketball on K105.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
Grayson County has the 19-10 advantage. 2:36 left to play here in the first half. Sam Gormley with you. Appreciate you taking the time to tune in to tonight's coverage, as it is not really the offensive start that Grayson County wanted, and they pass it in before Grayson County was out on the floor, and Fort Knox throws it away. As I think that was unintentional good defense by Grayson, as Todd Johnston took a little bit too long breaking the huddle from the timeout, and the official got sick of waiting, let Fort Knox pass the ball in. So you had all 5 defenders running at Fort Knox as Perkins knocks the ball out of bounds on the inbounds. All 5 players were running in at the ball, and I think that kind of threw them off, because when do you ever have defense where 5 people are running right at you? It is Lady Eagle ball, 19-10, 2:22 left to play here in the second quarter. We're going to have a foul called on Perkins, and actually I think that's a good call. As the offensive player, Lewis, spun around, and when she did, Perkins wrapped her up from the back. It's Perkins' second foul. Team's third. Todd Johnston, experienced head coach, is going to keep Sydney in the game. Bounce pass into the middle, thrown away, loose ball picked up by Van Meter. Van Meter, an outlet pass over to the far corner to Riggs. Riggs on the right wing. Keeps her eyes up, takes it back here towards the middle with the right hand. Now she'll drive down the right side, trying to create her own space. Off to the right side, an 18-footer by Green. Bounces around, it's missed, and the long rebound chased out and picked up by Charles. Fast break opportunity, driving down the right side, runs over Van Meter, but a blocking foul is going to be called. They're going to say Van Meter didn't have proper position. For Van Meter, that'll be her first and the team's fourth. I believe we're going to have free throws coming for Asia Charles. It is Charles. She averages attempting about 5 free throws per game. She's shooting 61.5% from the charity stripe. That does lead the team. First one is no good from Charles. Fort Knox is a team, not a great free throw shooting team. They only shoot about 47.6% from the free throw line. Second chance coming here for Charles. It is good. The bank is open. Charles uses the bank to put the shot in. It's 19-11. Grayson with the 8-point advantage, 1:45 to play in the first half. Van Meter in the far corner. Out front, Perkins left all alone from three. Perkins misses the shot off the front of the iron. Long rebound chased down by the Lady Eagles. Cisse had it. Cisse pushes up the far side of the floor. Now waits for some help with the guards. Spins it around with a handoff pass. Lewis. The freshman, Trishana Lewis, has it on the left wing. Throws a pass into the air. It's caught. Cisse throws it down to the left block. It goes through the hands of Asia Davis. It'll be a turnover. Eleanor Valles enters the game for Grayson. Cindy Perkins comes out. Perkins does have those 2 fouls, which probably played into some of the reason to take her on the bench with those 2 fouls. Passes it out front. It is kept by Jones for Fort Knox. Jones got some good shoes for the Lady Eagles. Down to the right side, ripped away by Van Meter for Grayson. Van Meter has to hold up the stop sign. She realized she was working 2-on-4, waits for help. Finds Narvaez. She'll take the 15-footer on the right side. That one's good. Narvaez puts in the basket. She's got 4 points, and it's a 10-point game now. 58 seconds left to play in the first half. Ball bounces around. Riggs gets it. Down to Blanton. Left side layup. Good for Isabel Blanton. Blanton's got 5 points. Grayson County leads 23-11. Another steal. Van Meter's got it. Off to Blanton. 10 feet left side. Down it. 6-0 run for the Lady Cougars. We're going to have a foul called from behind on Isabel Blanton as they were trying to get another steal for Blanton. That is her first, team's 5th, but you can immediately see it's almost like the Lady Cougars just flipped the switch in these last 45 seconds. They're up by 14 points now. Double team to the backcourt, and another foul going to be called on Grayson. This is going to be whistled on Kennedy Green. That is her first, team's 6th. It's kind of funny that Fort Knox started off with the first 6 fouls of the game. Now the next 6 fouls of the game have been called on Grayson County. I'm not saying that the game has been poorly officiated by any means. I'm just more observing. Pass taken away here by Van Meter. Van Meter bounce pass to Riggs. She can't corral it. Gains it back straight away. Down to the right block to Green. Green looking for help. Finds it over to the far side. Out front. Deep 3 right wing by Riggs. Bounces out. Rebound tapped off out of bounds by Kennedy Green. Possession will head towards the Lady Eagles. 25-11, 24 seconds left to play here in the first half. Double team, fires the pass off in the middle. Going up to grab it is Cisse. Cisse drives down the right side. Lost her dribble, gained it back, shot it on the right side. It's missed. Riggs has got the rebound. 13 seconds left to play in the first half. Riggs on the right wing, inside to Green. Green out front to Van Meter. 3 left wing, count it. Van Meter gets her second 3 of the game. 3 seconds left in the first half. Fort Knox has got to get the ball in, and they will not. It's the end of the first half of play. Grayson County leads Fort Knox 28-11. This is Lady Cougar basketball on K105.
My brother was wounded in Mosul, Iraq in 2005 during a combat mission. The injuries he suffered that day are still with him. He has partial vision and hearing loss. He has a traumatic brain injury, and probably most severe is his post-traumatic stress. But the bomb that blew him up, it really kind of blew up my life right along with it. Caregiving was new and scary. I was really isolated and on my own, and I didn't reach out. And that ultimately led me to a point in my life where I contemplated suicide. One of the resources that we had known about after my brother was wounded was Wounded Warrior Project. And once we discovered that Wounded Warrior Project not only had programs for my brother, but they had them for me and my son as well, we really began engaging with other families, and it turns out there's a lot of them who are just like ours.
This is Cougar Basketball on K105.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Lady Cougars closed the first half on a 17-1 run. And they lead this one 28-11 against the Fort Knox Lady Eagles at the half. It wasn't pretty for Grayson, but those last few minutes of the second quarter was kind of more of what you expected from Grayson County in this game. Against a young Fort Knox team that is still trying to gain some more experience. Coming up on our halftime show, run down the scores from around the region, the scoring from this game, and we will run down some other things that you might need to know. I find it interesting right now. Fort Knox has some of their younger players out onto the floor. They did not go back into the locker room at halftime. They're almost running a little bit of a practice out here. I'm not sure I've ever seen that. And you've got their JV players in here. And two of their assistant coaches, I think it's Edwin Reynolds and Kendra Thomas, are running a practice at halftime. And you know what? Why not? You're allowed to use the floor, so why not take advantage of it while you can? 28-11, Grayson County with the advantage. Come back, have more in the halftime show after this. This is Lady Cougar Basketball on K105.
A tree can be unifying, inviting diverse communities to gather over common roots. A tree can be innovative, effortlessly pulling carbon from the air. A tree can be noble, actively nurturing life in an uncertain world. The Arbor Day Foundation has been planting trees for 50 years, in every season and soil, every climate and corner of the earth. A tree can be transformational, helping us turn local action into global impact. That's why now is the time for trees. Lots of trees. Let's tell the world everything a tree can be. Because a tree can be a solution. Let's put millions of solutions in the ground together.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
My mom was caught doing drugs, and they said this is not where children are supposed to be. So they removed me and my siblings and put us into foster care.
Brianna spent 9 years in foster care before being adopted with help from the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption.
After I was adopted, I felt very safe. I definitely see myself going in the right direction.
There are more than 100,000 children in foster care like Brianna who need a family now. You can help us find them the safe, permanent homes they deserve. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
This is Cougar Basketball on K105.
Welcome back to Grayson County High School, where the Lady Cougars lead the Lady Eagles of Fort Knox 28-11 at the half. Run down some scores here from around the region. As we can see, the Cougar basketball team, the boys, are down in Greenville tonight as they're taking on Muhlenberg County. Start time of that game would be about 15 or 20 minutes will be what time they're getting started from that one. We'll try to bring you some updates of that if we are able. Try to see some other scores to bring you from around the state and around the region. At halftime, between two of the top teams in the state of Kentucky. George Rogers Clark leads Great Crossing 28-19 at the half. That's just between two of the top teams in the state. Let's see. Taylor County defeats LaRue County 61-59 at Marion County. That score is a final in a close game between those. Let's see what else we can do here as we do a scroll through and see what else comes up. And that appears to be most of the scores that we have as we're going through and scrolling through. Not a lot going on here on the first Thursday of 2023. We'll take a break. Run down the scoring from the first half of play after this, as this is Grayson County Cougar basketball on K105.
You may have heard that the American Legion helps honor our fallen heroes.
Or that the American Legion helped write the GI Bill, enabling veterans to get a college education.
And yeah, you've heard us tell a good story or two.
But did you know that the American Legion does so much more for our veterans? From advocacy on Capitol Hill to serving others in our communities, the American Legion continues its tradition of strengthening America through service. Learn more about supporting veterans in your community by visiting legion.org.
I'm William Shatner. I've been around a long time, but I'm truly humbled when I see the real battles our brave, paralyzed veterans have faced defending our freedom.
I was on a routine patrol, and we were in the desert of Kuwait, and the vehicle flipped and landed on top of me, which left me paralyzed from the waist down.
Okay, folks, this is heroism. That's why I'm proud to support Paralyzed Veterans of America. Go to pva.org to learn how you can make a difference.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable. The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kitchen now.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, at Midway Pharmacy.
Basketball on K105.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Lady Cougars lead 28-11 as we approach the start of the second half of play. Running down the scoring from the first half for Fort Knox: 5 points for Trishana Lewis, 3 for Asia Charles, and 3 for Lachey Jones. For Grayson County, it is 7 points for Isabel Blanton, 6 each for Sutton Van Meter and Kennedy Green, 4 for Ellen Narvaez, 3 for Briley Renfro, and 2 for Arissa Riggs. Lady Cougars probably looking to see what they can't build upon those last about 2 or 3 minutes of the second half, where kind of the offense was doing better, but also it was the defense leading into offense, which is good. I know you hear Coach Jones talk about it a lot, that Coach Jones, as far as football Jones, is that sometimes the best defense is good offense. That can easily be flipped, as the best offense is good defense as well, because it leads to high percentage chances. Take a break. Come back. Second half of action between Grayson County and Fort Knox is next on K105.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. And I can't let this happen to my kid. Of course, it's awkward to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping. Hey, bestie, how sketch is me? It's hard to get their attention. Ready? Go. Yes, look at that. You even turn yours over. So if you want to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping, you have to get it trending. Right, backpack kid?
Let's do it.
First, invite your kid to do the vape talk. Let's try this. All right.
Why is he here?
Yeah, I gotta get it trending, honey.
Come on.
To the left. To the right. Let's go.
Honey, can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
I see a lot of your friends vaping.
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where it is the start of the second half of play. Grayson County has the 28-11 advantage against Fort Knox, and it'll be the Lady Eagles with the ball to start. They will work from right to left on your radio dial to start action here in half number 2. Fort Knox has a shot on the right side, too hard, rebounded by Perkins on the inside for Grayson. Lady Cougars closed the second half of play, or the second quarter of play, on a 17-1 run. Lone point being a free throw. Flip shot down the right side. Perkins is too short. Rebounded on the inside by Davis for Fort Knox. And here comes the Lady Eagles' second offensive possession of the second half of action. They're just trying to get some consistent offense. They've had really good possessions in this game, especially hitting a couple of threes, something that they don't typically do a lot of. Pass inside, knocked around and taken away by Van Meter. Fast break down the right side for Sutton Van Meter. She's bumped, loses it off her own leg, and she was just bumped just a little bit too much. That'll give the ball back towards the Lady Eagles. 7:14 left in the third quarter of play, 28-11. Grayson County has the advantage against the Lady Eagles. Trapped in the far side, trying to break the timeline. Perkins loses the ball. It bounces off, and it is going to be Grayson County basketball. Good call by the official, John Bettner. He was right there on top of it. As Cisse, it bounced off of her foot. And it'll be Grayson County basketball to trigger from in front of their own bench. Right in front of Hannah Smith and Addison Spainhoward. Off to the right wing, Perkins. She'll take a spinning around three, too long. Rebounded on the inside. Perkins has gone cold from three in this game. Up the far side of the floor goes Lewis. She'll now back it off. 6:55 left to play in the third quarter. Losing the ball on the far side, and it's taken away here by Perkins for Grayson. She almost lost the dribble. Now gets it back in between the circles. Passes down to Green, wide open on the left side. Goes up with a shot, and it's stripped and blocked out of bounds by the Lady Eagles. 6:44 to play in the third quarter. It is 28-11. Into the near corner, Van Meter. Off to the right wing to Riggs. Into the near side, Perkins. She'll take another three. That one is short as well. Loose ball, rebound's going to be a jump ball in possession. It's going to stay with Grayson County. Sydney Perkins, those are shots that she usually puts in. And sometimes shooters have games like that where it's just not going in. 28-11, 6:35 to play in the third quarter. Van Meter, jump pass into Green. Green goes towards the middle, tries to find Riggs. Riggs finds it over in the far corner to Van Meter. Van Meter floater off balance in the lane, good. Sutton Van Meter's got 8. And it's 30-11. Grayson County has the lead. Nice off-balance shot from about 7 feet for Sutton Van Meter. Passes it out front, spinning around, down to the right side. Keeping her balance is Cisse, and she finally falls down. What a spin move by Tiari Cisse. I mean, that was an impressive move on the spin. 6:14 left in the third quarter. It's 30-11. Off to the left wing, Riggs. Riggs gets a screen from Blanton. She'll lower her shoulder down the right side, picks it up, spins it around. Now spins it around towards the baseline. Shot short, rebound out of bounds off of Riggs. And it is going to be Fort Knox basketball. 30-11. 6 minutes left in the third quarter of play. Into the game for Fort Knox is going to be, it's a new player into the game here for Fort Knox. It is going to be number 31, Chloe Nelson. Enters, passing down to the left block, fouled, and free throws will come. Arissa Riggs made too much contact for Riggs. That'll be her first. And the team's first here of the second half, and to the free throw line is going to be Asia Davis. Her first free throws of the game. She's 1 of 6 on the season. First free throw is no good off the back of the iron for Davis. Grayson County and Muhlenberg County in boys basketball about 5 minutes away from getting an action. We'll try to bring you some updates through that game as it goes along. The second free throw is no good. Both free throws missed. Riggs picks up the loose ball on the rebound for Grayson County. It's 30-11, 5:45 left here in the corner as there's a flip shot right side by Perkins in transition on the right block. It is good, and she'll go to the free throw line. Foul called on Asia Davis, her third, team's first. And Perkins will go to the line to try and convert on the N1. The first free throw is no good off the back of the iron, rebounded by Fort Knox. 32-11, Grayson County has the lead. 5:40 to play in the third quarter. Losing the ball at the left side is Cisse, bounding around, now falling down with it is Charles. We're going to have a jump ball that'll keep possession with the Lady Eagles. 5:35 left here in the third quarter. 32-11, Grayson County has the lead against Fort Knox. I guess, actually, I thought that Nelson checked into the game, but I think she ran down to the trainer's table instead when they blew the whistle. Perkins gets a steal on the outlet pass. Sydney Perkins weaves back towards the middle, pulls up at the free throw line, passes over to the far corner to Blanton. 3 up, no good, bounds around. Green's got the rebound and is blocked out of bounds. Good put back, though, by Green. She just took it down too low, ever so slightly. And we have a timeout taken here by Fort Knox on the floor. 5:20 to go in the third. It is 32-11. We'll take it with them. This is Lady Cougar basketball on K105.
You may have heard that the American Legion helps honor our fallen heroes.
Or that the American Legion helped write the GI Bill, enabling veterans to get a college education.
And yeah, you've heard us tell a good story or two.
But did you know that the American Legion does so much more for our veterans? From advocacy on Capitol Hill to serving others in our communities, the American Legion continues its tradition of strengthening America through service. Learn more about supporting veterans in your community by visiting legion.org.
Grayson County leads 32-11, 5:20 to play in the third quarter. David Arms, the sixth-year head coach for the Lady Eagles, takes the timeout. They'll give it into Van Meter. Van Meter kicks it into the near corner to Perkins. Perkins out front to Green. Green swings it off to left wing to Riggs. Down to the left block. Perkins wide open, and she's fouled. First I thought they were going to wave off the shot and said she walked, but she was fouled, and that'll be a good call. And it'll stay, though, I believe, on the floor. It is on Charles, though. That is her third, team's second. That's one that Sydney almost just needs to throw up as she's getting hit, because then you get the two shots instead of just passing the ball in. Out front, Green. She'll drive down the right side, pulls up, 7 feet right side. Good by Kennedy Green. Kennedy Green having herself a very nice game here for Grayson. She's got 8 points. That matches her career high. And driving down, shot is missed out of bounds by the Lady Eagles. Ella Narvaez comes into the game in place of Kennedy Green. Briley Renfro comes in place of Isabel Blanton. 4:59 left in the third quarter. It is 34-11. Grayson County has the advantage. The Lady Cougars are on a 23-1 run, dating back to early in the second quarter. Out front to Riggs. Swings it off to the left wing to Van Meter. Van Meter, ball fake in. Out front to Narvaez. Right wing three by Riggs. In and out. It pops out. Rebounded by the Lady Eagles, who are looking to push. 2-on-2 down the right side. Wild float shot doesn't go in. Almost put in, though, in transition by Charles. Riggs picks up the loose ball for Grayson. Looks to push. Riggs at the free throw line. Goes up, floats it up. Shot missed in out of bounds off of Narvaez on the rebound. 4:27 left in the third quarter. Grayson County trails 34-11. Straight away, Lewis. Guarded by Van Meter. Lewis passes back to Charles. 18-feeder straight away. Missed. Narvaez with a nice rebound on the inside. Van Meter speeds up the near side of the floor. Has it in between the circles. Off to the left wing to Renfro. Renfro gets a screen from Van Meter. Loses it as she drives. It just has to hand it off to Narvaez. Off to the right wing. Perkins. 3 up. And that one's no good. Rebounded by Renfro on the inside. Renfro on the right block is going to be a foul. Is going to be called on Fort Knox. It's called on Asia Charles. That is her fourth, team's third. King will enter the game for Fort Knox. She has 3 points and 1 rebound, appeared in 2 games this season. Perkins in the near corner. Back into the near side now to Van Meter. Van Meter, handoff back to Perkins. Perkins drives down the right side towards the middle, and a foul on the floor is going to be called on Fort Knox. It is called on Cisse. That is her first, team's fourth. Van Meter to trigger from in front of the Grayson County cheerleaders who are here tonight. She's got to get it in, throws it out front. Riggs catches it. Riggs drives down the right lane, loses it, spins it around, goes up, and is fouled on the shot. Free throws coming. It's called on Lachey Jones. That is her third, team's fifth. Riggs to the line to shoot 2. She is 2 of 2 in this game, and those are her only 2 points. First free throw by Riggs is off the back of the iron. Grayson County boys basketball team against Muhlenberg County is just getting underway right now in Greenville. We'll bring you updates as they come. Isabel Blanton comes into the game in place of Sydney Perkins. To the line, Riggs for her second free throw. Bree Jones will come in if this free throw is good. It is not. Rebound in the inside by Renfro. Gets it outside to Van Meter. 3 right side. Too long off the back of the iron. We're going to have a jump ball that is going to give possession to Grayson County. Into the game, Kyra Kirkpatrick, her first varsity experience of the season, in for Fort Knox. Riggs comes out for Grayson. Bree Jones in for her. Bounce pass, wide open, Narvaez on the left side. Ella Narvaez has 6 points. And it's 36-11. Grayson County has the advantage against Fort Knox. It was 11-10 Grayson County early on in the second quarter. 3 right wing is missed by Lewis. Rebounded by Jones for Grayson. Jones an outlet pass to Narvaez on the right side. Shot too long by Narvaez on the right block. Renfro is able to chase down the rebound on the far side. She crosses it inside to Narvaez. Outside Blanton. Blanton drives in. Floater inside the free throw line. Blocked by Fort Knox. Picking up the rebound and looking to push is Cisse. Cisse weaves down the near side. Picks it up, and a foul is going to be called. A reach in on Grayson. Be called on Sutton Van Meter. That is her second team's second of the second half. And it is going to be Fort Knox to trigger from underneath. It'll be King to pass in. King scans once, scans twice, passes a bounce pass to the right block. Back now to King. Goes through her hands in the hands of Lewis from 18 feet. It's an air ball. Rebound bounces around on the inside, and we're going to have a jump ball. That one was one of those that nobody really had control. Another pass in. It's down into the near side. A floater from 10 feet is missed on the inside by Lewis. Grayson County picks up the ball. It's Renfro who comes down. Renfro weaves down here towards the near side. Outlet to Van Meter, who cuts down the right lane and lays it in. Sutton Van Meter's got 10 points. It's her third consecutive game in double figures. Prior to this stretch, she had never scored in double figures in her career. She is playing her best basketball as a Grayson County Lady Cougar. Lewis on the near side. Gets around the screen. Van Meter was able to break through it as well on defense, and 5 seconds is called. She didn't break the 5 seconds. She's got to pass it off. David Arms is coaching her up there and just saying, hey, if you break it towards the middle, that 5-second clock restarts. You don't see that called a lot, but it was the right call. She never did break that. 38-11. 2:10 left to play in the third quarter. Left wing Blanton gets a screen from Narvaez. Pulls up 18 feet straight away. It's off to the right. And rebounded on the floor by Fort Knox, but Renfro comes in there to wrap it up and have a jump ball. Ball will stay with Grayson County. Briley Renfro, I don't know if that's a stat that is kept by Todd Johnston, but she would have to lead the team, I would assume, in jump balls. In the near corner, Van Meter. Out front to Blanton. Takes one dribble off to the right wing to Jones. Ball fake. Jones drives in and walks with it. 1:53 left in the third quarter. It's 38-11. Grayson leads Fort Knox. Fort Knox has not scored since early on in the second quarter. It's been a long stretch without a bucket for the team. Straight away, Lewis. She drives in, loses it on the way up into the hands of Blanton. Now Lewis takes it right back, falls down with the ball and a jump ball. Is going to keep possession with the Lady Eagles. Really nice play by Lewis. She just took that ball right back. Checking into the game, Brooklyn Dennis. She got some minutes against University Heights earlier this week as she missed most of the season after suffering an injury in the scrimmage against South Warren. It's good to see her back in action. Last season, Dennis had 10 points and 11 rebounds. Shot on the far side's an air ball by Lewis. Narvaez gets the rebound. It's a handoff to Renfro. Renfro up the near side of the floor for Grayson. Gives it off to Jones. Ball fake. Jones drives in. Jump pass near side. Blanton. 3 up. It's off the back of the iron. Rebound. Bounce off into the air off of Kirkpatrick for Fort Knox. It'll stay Grayson County basketball. 38-11. Grayson County has outscored the Lady Eagles 10-0 in this third quarter. Jones. Got to get it in. Throws it into Renfro. Gets it at the left elbow. She drives in, flips it up right side. Shots missed. Rebound out of bounds off of Renfro. 1:14 left in the third quarter. Grayson County hangs on to the advantage here at 38-11. Slowly working up the floor is Lewis. She's got to hurry up and break it. It's almost, that was about 8 seconds on the clock from the official. Lewis drives up left side, poked away from behind by Jones, and she's able to get it before going out of bounds. Jones, an outlet to Narvaez. Narvaez crosses it but walks with it. She was trying to be unselfish and give it off to Blanton, and when doing so, she took the extra step. Blanton will come out. In for her is going to be Peyton Bowman. Bowman is the 7th grader, averaging 2.1 points, just under a rebound a game. She's shooting 38.5% from the field. She's also made a 3, 6 of 8 on free throws. 45 seconds left in the third quarter. On the left wing, Charles almost lost it out of bounds, almost lost it a second time out of bounds. Finds Jones in the middle. Lachey Jones for Fort Knox drives in, and a foul is going to be called on Grayson County. On the drive, it'll be called on Narvaez. That is her first and the team's third. Grayson County led this game 11-10 at one point. Since that point, it has been a 27-1 run. And that first free throw is missed by Lachey Jones. Jones is a 47.6% free throw shooter. Second free throw missed. Narvaez picks up the loose ball for Grayson County. 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Jones gets around her defender, gets to the rim on the right side. Jones gets the basket. What a move by Jones to get around the defender on the right block. 40-11. Grayson leads by 29 points. 15 seconds left in the third quarter. Straight away Jones. Lachey Jones for Fort Knox. Drives in, blocked by Narvaez, but a foul is going to be called. And Lachey Jones will go back to the free throw line because of a foul by Narvaez. It's almost deja vu. It'll be Jones to the line to shoot 2. She just missed her last 2. She'll get 2 more here to try and end the scoring drought. It is no good short. Second chance coming for Lachey Jones, the sophomore. She lets it fly. It is no good short. Rebounded on the inside by Brooklyn Dennis for Grayson County. 7 seconds left in the third quarter. Jones picks it up from 18 feet on the left wing to Renfro with 3 seconds. Renfro drives in amongst the trees, tries to find Narvaez at the buzzer. Shot's a little bit too long. The end of the third quarter of play, Grayson County leads 40-11. This is Grayson County Lady Cougar basketball on K105.
Hi, can I help you?
I just wanted to say thank you. Bye.
Can I help you?
Yeah, just wanted to say thanks.
For what?
For all the money that's been flying out of your drafty windows and doors this winter. It's just so generous of you. So, we wanted to say thanks.
We?
Yeah, the whole neighborhood's here.
Stop throwing your money out the window. Visit us at Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
We know windows and doors.
The builder's choice.
With the My Social Security account, you can request a replacement Social Security card, estimate your benefits, and more. Save time. Go online. Open a My Social Security account at ssa.gov/myaccount.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Oh boy. What? We better get out of here. That clown is about to hit a water line.
He didn't contact 811 to mark the underground utilities.
Nope.
You saw that coming. Too bad he didn't.
Know what's below. 811 before you did.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School. It is 40-11. The Lady Cougars lead Fort Knox here as we start the fourth quarter of play. Grayson County is on a 29-1 run, dating back to early in the second quarter. On the inbounds pass, Lady Cougars will have the ball. Lexi Logston, Hannah Smith enter the game for Grayson County. They'll be out front to Narvaez. Off to the left wing, Logston. Into the far corner to Jones. Jones inside to Smith. Spins it around. Shot was blocked on the inside. Out of bounds off of Fort Knox. Todd Johnston coaching up some of his younger players who are in the game. I like it. Got to get some of these younger players experience. This is some of the future of this Lady Cougar program. Jones to trigger. Throws it into Smith on the left block. Outside to Bowman. She drives in. Floater too hard. Out of bounds, though, on the rebound off of Fort Knox. It'll stay Grayson County basketball. 7:38 left in the fourth quarter. 40-11. Grayson County with the advantage. Inside to Smith. It's knocked it back out of bounds, though, by Fort Knox. And how about we do it one more time? Bounce pass into Bowman. Off to the right wing to Smith. Smith gives it back into the near corner to Jones. Thought about the drive. Now she'll do it around Bowman. Over into the far corner. Logston, three, in and out for Lexi Logston. The rebound tapped back off into the hands, though, of Logston. Three by Jones, left wing. That one's off to the right. Rebound almost saved in by Bowman. I think she miscalculated it first. Almost went diving into the official, John Bettner. But held off, and because of that, it went up, going off out of bounds off of her. 40-11, 7:10 to go here in the game. Grayson County has the advantage against Fort Knox. In between the circles, Lewis. Deep three, straight away, good! That ends the bleeding for Fort Knox. Lachey Jones hits one from the volleyball line. That ends the 29-1 run for the Lady Cougars. Shot in transition by Bowman from 18 feet on the left side. That one's good for Peyton Bowman. Maybe to start the new run for Grayson. Right side, Lewis, guarded by Jones. Drives down the right side, kicks it over into the far corner. Out front by Charles. Charles at the free throw line. Out front, Jones. Shot straight away is no good and out of bounds, and it's going to be Grayson County basketball. 6 minutes and 32 seconds to play here in this game. It is 42-14. An update from the Cougar basketball game. They're approaching the end of the first quarter. We'll bring you that score as it comes, as the quarter is over. Passes down to Smith on the left block. She gains it back, finds it over to the far corner to Bowman. Bowman drives down the left side. Shots blocked on the inside, but a foul is going to be called. Peyton Bowman will get free throws. Kyra Kirkpatrick picks up the foul. That is her first, team's sixth. Peyton Bowman to the line. She will shoot two. Bowman on the year from the free throw line, 6 of 8. And you can make that 7 of 9 as she puts in the first free throw there. Brooklyn Dennis re-enters the game for Grayson County in place of Ella Narvaez. Your score at the end of the first quarter in boys basketball, Grayson County leads Muhlenberg 11-4. That's your score from Greenville tonight. Second free throw by Bowman's no good, but a lane violation is called. Lane violation on Grayson. The official, Jim O'Brien, explained what he saw to assistant coach Brian Jones, whatever the explanation was. I don't think Coach Jones was necessarily in so much agreement on that. I'm sure that one of our directors tonight, Jaden Kinney, has seen that look from Coach Jones at least once or twice on the football team. Out of bounds, the ball goes. It's knocked out, though, by Bree Jones. 6:06 to go. Grayson County leads 43-14. Bounce pass in. Run down by Lewis in the near corner. And we're going to have a touch foul, I believe, called on Grayson, or is it it's a turnover, rather. I'm not sure what the call was. An offensive foul. It's going to be called on Muhlenberg, or on Fort Knox. It's called on Kyra Kirkpatrick. That is her second. Left wing Bowman for Grayson. Gets a screen from Smith at the free throw line. Bowman had the handoff pass to Logston. Instead just gets it to her on the left wing. Longston is a three-point specialist for Grayson. She gives it down to Jones, who drives down the left side. Bree Jones gets the basket. She's got 4. Grayson County leads 45-14 with 5 minutes and 34 seconds left to play here in the fourth quarter. Right wing three is up. It is short. Rebounded on the floor by Jones for Grayson. Jones up the far side of the floor. Jump pass inside to Dennis, and she's fouled from behind by Lachey Jones, for Fort Knox. That is going to be her 4th. Team 7th. Brooklyn Dennis will get her free throws. She was 2 of 3 on free throws last season. First one for Dennis is good. Into the game for Grayson County is going to be Jordan Perkins in place of Bree Jones. Perkins is the little sister of Sydney Perkins. Second free throw by Dennis is short. Rebounded on the floor by Fort Knox. Coming down the near side goes Cisse. She goes up over top and makes the basket. Nice take by Cisse. That is her first points of the game. Deep on the left wing, Logston. Crosses it to the right wing to Bowman. Bowman guarded by Dennis. Out front to the left side to Logston. 46-16, Grayson County leads. 4 minutes and 55 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. Out front to Dennis. Dennis will pull up from the free throw line. Might have been partially tipped. The shot bounces out. And it's rebounded on the inside by Lewis. Lewis up the far side of the floor. Keeps the dribble going. Almost lost it because of the defense by Lexi Logston. Fort Knox trying to run some offense here against this Grayson County defense. On the far side, Lewis picks up her dribble. Out front to Charles. Charles on the left wing, spins around. We'll do a handoff pass to Lewis. Lewis with the right hand, backing it up deep here with 4:20 to play in the fourth quarter. Lewis on the left wing, guarded by Logston. Almost got away with a carry. And you're going to say that she did keep her hand on top of it. Actually was a good call. 3 straight away. In! Basket good by Lachey Jones. She's got 9 points in this game. She has 3 threes. 3 in transition by Lexi Logston to answer. That one is missed. Rebound tapped off out of bounds off of Brooklyn Dennis. 46-19, Grayson County. 3:56 to play in the fourth quarter. Haley Miller comes in for Grayson, as does Addison Spainhauer. You got Miller, Smith, Jordan Perkins, Spainhauer, and Bowman on the floor for Grayson County. That's pretty much everybody, I believe, now on the bench that has gotten in now for the Lady Cougars. Driving down, losing the ball out of bounds, and it is off of Lewis. Into the game now for Fort Knox. Re-entering is King. 3:41 left here in the fourth quarter. Grayson County has the lead over Fort Knox, 46-19. The Lady Cougars won a 29-1 run from early on in the second quarter to early on in the fourth quarter. Perkins on the left wing. Gets over to the far corner to Miller. Miller takes one dribble with the right hand, now continues it, spins it around, looking for help, and loses it, and it's out of bounds. Jordan Perkins tried to come in and save it, but ran out of real estate. She was going up against the defender that is undefeated. 3:23 to play here in this game, 46-19, and the defender is the out-of-bounds line. It's not going to move, and it's never going to foul you. I mean, it is the best defender on the entire floor. 3:10 to go. Grayson County has the advantage. 3 left side, off to the right. Rebounded on the floor by Hannah Smith for Grayson. She taps it off to Miller. Miller into the middle to Bowman. Bowman now going to break the timeline right at the logo. Over to the far side to Jordan Perkins. Perkins picks it up. Looking to find help. Finds it with a handoff pass to Spainhauer. Spainhauer in between the circles. Right wing Bowman. Bowman spins around. Bounce pass out front to Spainhauer. Spainhauer lowers her shoulder. Gets down inside. The floater is out of bounds. Off of Fort Knox. Might have been partially blocked from behind. 2:42 to go. 46-19. Grayson County has the lead. They're going to win back-to-back games for the first time since the 2021 12th District Tournament. Here tonight is Grayson County. Far side 3 is up by Bowman, and she puts it in. Peyton Bowman's got 6 points. Grayson's up by 30 at 49-19. 2 minutes and 25 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. Lewis in between the circles for Grayson County. Lewis with the right hand, guarded by Bowman. Man-to-man defense for Grayson. Lewis thought about driving, picks up her dribble on the left wing. Bounce pass, now back out front, swinging it off to the right wing, lowering the shoulder, driving in. Floater from 5 feet is in and out. Rebound on the inside, put back by Davis. Is missed. Hannah Smith there to clear up the loose board for Grayson. Up to the far side, Bowman. Looking to find help. Finds it with Spainhoward, left wing three, too long and out of bounds. Bree Jones, Grayson County, hops off to give that ball back to the officials. It went out of bounds. Back into the game for Grayson County's Lexi Logston. And taking a seat will be Peyton Bowman. 1:54 to go. Grayson County with the 30-point advantage. In between the circles, it is Lewis, guarded by Logston. Now backs it off to the logo. Screen set. Logston still staying in front of Lewis. Lewis into the far corner, lowering the shoulder, trying to create her own space, and Logston rips it away, and a foul is going to be called on Lexi Logston on the inside. For Logston, that is her first and the team's 5th. It will stay on the floor. Fort Knox will have to pass it in. Brooklyn Dennis enters. Coming out will be Haley Miller. Fort Knox to trigger. They give it over into the far corner to Lachey Jones. She has another one of those line drive threes. This one doesn't fall. She's hit 3 of those threes that are pretty much on a direct line. 1:20 to go. Grayson leads by 30, and we're going to have a bump foul at the top of the key called on, it's called on King, her first, team's 8th, and 1-1 will come here for Lexi Logston. She is 1 of 6 from the free throw line this season. She will try to put her name into the scorebook. 12-11 is the boys' score for Grayson County against Muhlenberg County as Logston gets the shooter's roll. So she'll one more free throw will come for the freshman Lexi Logston. As the Cougar boys lead Muhlenberg County 12-11 with 3:38 to play in the second quarter in a game happening in Greenville tonight. Logston's second chance is good. Lexi Logston makes both free throws. Grayson County leads 51-19. 1:17 left here in the fourth quarter. Fort Knox fans trying to call on their team to end this game here on a positive note, which they can. They've scored more in this fourth quarter. In the near corner, Lewis trying to keep her dribble, finds it out front. Lowering and walking with it on the left side is Asia Charles, the 8th grader. 57.9 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. 51-19, Grayson County with the advantage. Off to the right wing, Perkins. Gets it into the near corner. Down to the right block to Smith. Lets the defender go by. Smith, layup, good. Hannah Smith gets her first points of the game. Spinning it around, it's 53-19. Right side, 30 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter. 53-19, Grayson with the advantage. Out front with the ball, nice defense by Brooklyn Dennis. On the right side, Lewis trying to create space. Lexi Logston isn't giving her an inch, though. Nice defense by the freshman. Lewis turns the corner at the left wing. Gets it down inside, bobbling and gaining it back. Loose ball. Logston dives after. We're going to have a jump ball with 10.3 seconds on the clock. And Todd Johnson holds up the sign that says, hey, let's just dribble this one out, and let's get out of here with a 53-19 victory. Lady Cougars will improve to... They will improve to 4-9 on the season, and a foul is going to be called on the inbounds pass. Is it on Grayson? It is. It is called on Brooklyn Dennis. That is her first, team's 6th. Fort Knox going to end up getting the basketball back. 3 near side is no good off the back of the iron. Logston gets the rebound, and Grayson County will be able to dribble this one out and pick up the victory tonight. There's the buzzer sounding here at Grayson County High School. Your final score tonight, Grayson County defeats Fort Knox by a final score of 53-19. We'll take a break. Jump into more after this. This is Grayson County Lady Cougar basketball on K105.
You may have heard that the American Legion helps honor our fallen heroes.
Or that the American Legion helped write the GI Bill, enabling veterans to get a college education.
And yeah, you've heard us tell a good story or two.
But did you know that the American Legion does so much more for our veterans? From advocacy on Capitol Hill to serving others in our communities, the American Legion continues its tradition of strengthening America through service. Learn more about supporting veterans in your community by visiting legion.org.
She used to dance and dream of a better life, a brighter future. Today, thanks to Children International and friends like you, she dances for the world. Together, we give children in poverty a chance to set their sights high and achieve their dreams. Learn more about Children International and join us in our life-changing work at children.org today.
Every 3 minutes, a baby is born with a cleft, making it difficult to talk, hear, eat, and even breathe. Many won't receive the treatment they need to thrive. Through training and financial support, Smile Train gives the power of healing back to local communities so they can provide life-changing surgeries and other services at no cost to families. Help us change the world one smile at a time.
The Builder's Choice.
This is Cougar Basketball on K105.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Lady Cougars pick up a win tonight by a final score of 53-19 against Fort Knox. Coming up, we'll jump into the fifth quarter show, wrap it all up, talk to the head coach of the Lady Cougars, Todd Johnston, and more. Again, your final score, 53-19. This is Lady Cougar Basketball on K105, not on the...
My mom was caught doing drugs, and they said this is not where children are supposed to be. So they removed me and my siblings and put us into foster care.
Brianna spent 9 years in foster care before being adopted with help from the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption.
After I was adopted, I felt very safe. I definitely see myself going in the right direction.
There are more than 100,000 children in foster care like Brianna who need a family now. You can help us find them the safe, permanent homes they deserve. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
A tree can be unifying, inviting diverse communities to gather over common roots. A tree can be innovative, effortlessly pulling carbon from the air. A tree can be noble, actively nurturing life in an uncertain world. The Arbor Day Foundation has been planting trees for 50 years, in every season and soil, every climate and corner of the earth. A tree can be transformational, helping us turn local action into global impact. That's why now is the time for trees. Lots of trees. Let's tell the world everything a tree can be. Because a tree can be a solution. Let's put millions of solutions in the ground, together.
My brother was wounded in Mosul, Iraq in 2005 during a combat mission. The injuries he suffered that day are still with him. He has partial vision and hearing loss. He has a traumatic brain injury, and probably most severe is his post-traumatic stress. But the bomb that blew him up, it really kind of blew up my life right along with it. Caregiving was new and scary. I was really isolated and on my own, and I didn't reach out. And that ultimately led me to a point in my life where I contemplated suicide. One of the resources that we had known about after my brother was wounded was Wounded Warrior Project. And once we discovered that Wounded Warrior Project not only had programs for my brother, but they had them for me and my son as well, we really began engaging with other families, and it turns out there's a lot of them who are just like ours.
Did you know that over 700 kids enter the foster care system every day?
700?
700.
Just talking about foster care can help foster care.
Okay, let's try this.
Donate your small talk.
County High School, where the Grayson County Lady Cougars pick up a win against Fort Knox by a final score of 53-19. I'm joined now by the head coach of the Grayson County Lady Cougars, head coach Todd Johnston. And Coach, I guess we can start on kind of a little bit of a negative as well, and then we can end positive, because I think you were probably pretty disappointed with the offensive start for your team. And I'm not even sure that it was necessarily – I don't really know how to describe it. Is it just seem like
it's shot making?
Was it just that simple?
That's a whole lot of it, and that game reminded me of a lot of games we had last year where we got good looks and got shots in the paint and got wide open threes and didn't make any of them. And and I told the girls at halftime, the first quarter's my fault, because our game plan was to come out and pressure, hopefully build a lead, get going, build momentum. But, you find out they're missing a couple of their best players, and being nice, I didn't want to press right off the bat and thought our defense would still be able to generate some easy points for us, and I was wrong. And they got off to a good start, and we were sluggish, and that's 100% my fault on that, because I changed the game plan on them and told them we weren't going to press. Well, second quarter, we're up 1 or 2 going into the second quarter, so we start pressing, and then all of a sudden, we stretch the lead out. We get turnovers, we get some layups. Sutton made a couple threes again for us. Isabel made one, so that got us going. And again, that was a coaching mistake there by not pressing the first quarter, but they did respond in the second quarter, build us a pretty good lead, and then from there, third quarter and fourth quarter, we still just really struggled to score. And luckily, they weren't much better offensively, obviously, so we were able to get out of here with a win.
There's two stats that stand out to me the most. First one, 29-1 run. If you do that, you're going to win a lot of games.
Yep.
And then, you look at the scoring, only one person in double figures, which probably if I'd have told you that, hey, you only have one person in double figures, you'd have gone, uh-oh. Then if I'd have told you 12 different players score,
right,
that's where that one person double figures really doesn't mean as much, does it?
That's right. And, typically in really good high school games and good teams, you got to have 3 in double figures every night, and a lot of times 4, unless you have that one girl that's capable of getting you 20 to 25. And, Sid had a bad night, no way around it. She didn't make a single 3, which is probably the first time since I've been coaching her that she took 7 or 8 probably, and good looks, and they didn't go in, and it bothered her, and I got to try to get her out of that where she just keeps playing, and then she missed a couple layups, and then she finally made one, so she's going to be fine. I don't worry about her shooting. I just wish she wouldn't worry about her shooting as much. You don't make them all, and very, very, very few people make 4 out of 10, so she had a bad night shooting, and she kind of let that affect her a little bit. But luckily, again, I was pleased with Kennedy, pleased with Ella, Isabel. I thought Arissa does what Arissa does. And, of course, again, Sutton's really shooting the ball well for us, and she made a couple for us in that quarter that allowed us to stretch it out.
We touched on Sutton in our pregame talk that prior to the McLean game, she never had a game in double figures. Her career high was 8, and if my memory's right, it was against Ohio County last year. And now she's got 3 straight in double figures. That just helps you up so much on offense.
Well, it really does, and she's playing with a lot of confidence right now. And, at halftime I told her, I said, Sutton, you're 2 for 2 from the three-point line right now. If you finish 100%, I'm going to be mad at you. I don't want her to take 2 for 2 or 3 for 3. If you're 3 for 3, 4 for 4, 5 for 5, you better keep shooting. You've got a green light to take the next one. So, if you get to 6, 7, and 8 and you've still made them all, then that's one thing. That's okay. But 2 for 2 is not good. It's excellent, but I want you to keep shooting. She didn't have many opportunities in the second half to shoot, but she did take 1, and that's probably because I told her she better not finish 100%. But anyway, she is playing great right now for us. I've got to do more for her to kind of get her more looks, because just about all of our sets we run with Arissa, Isabel, and Sydney, and she's the distributor. So now I've got to, since she's shooting the ball so well and playing so well, we got to try to get her some opportunities offensively as well.
Your team has won back-to-back games now for the first time since you've taken over as coach. It was the district tournament where they picked up the back-to-back wins against Edmondson and then Butler and won it there in Whitesville back in 2021. That just for your team to turn, two's a streak. You can say that, and you get the opportunity to build upon that. That has to be huge for your team, just building confidence.
Well, I hope so. And, we obviously watered down our schedule a little bit this year because we struggled so much last year and only winning 3 games. Well, we got 4 wins now. Probably could have had a real good chance to have 5 or 6, but we've got a lot of 50-50 games coming up, and I've said that before. And, we may lose them all, but we certainly are going to try to win them all. But, Monday night at Warren East, we got a good chance down there to play. They're playing well, and, Breck only beat them by 7 or 8 the other night. But, we match up well with them, and we can go down there, and if we play well and make shots, you got a great chance. Butler County's playing really well. They're good. I don't think they're as good as they were last year, but they're 8-2, 8-3, something like that. So they've got a really good group of young players that are playing really well for them. So, we'll give it our best shot, but we got chances to win where there were times last year where, you come out here and I don't think our girls thought we could win, and I don't know how there are 2 or 3 people in the whole gym thought we could win. So it's a different feeling this year. We just got to execute and get some of those 50-50 games, which I'm not sure we have yet this year.
Well, Coach, we will see you on Monday. In fact, I'm looking ahead. We're going to be with you pretty much, I think, every single game the rest of the year except for one. So we're looking forward to it, and we will see you on Monday down in on the north side of Bowling Green, one of my favorite gyms to go to, too.
Yep.
I like Warren East.
Yep, that's good.
That's head coach
Thank
Todd
you.
Johnston, and the Lady Cougars pick up a win. We'll come back, wrap it up after this. This is Lady Cougar basketball on K105.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. And I can't let this happen to my kid. Of course, it's awkward to talk to kids about the dangers of vaping. Hey, bestie, how sketch is me? It's hard to get their attention. Ready? Go. Yes, look at that. You even turn yours over. So if you want to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping, you have to get it trending. Right, Backpack Kid?
Let's do it.
First, invite your kid to do the vape talk. Let's try this. All right.
Why is he here?
Yeah, I gotta get it trending, honey.
Come on.
Let's go.
Oh, honey, can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
I see a lot of your friends vaping.
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
Connection. It's the name of the game in Grayson County schools. Connection with students, with colleagues, with community, through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connections that teach, that encourage, that build confidence, that show together we can, preparing students for life, equipped with real and real-world skills for success. Together, we are GC Connected.
This is Cougar basketball on K105.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Lady Cougars picked up the 53-19 win. As we jump you back into the fifth quarter show here, coming up on the fifth quarter show, we'll run down some scores from around the region. The scores from this game, we got an update of the Cougar basketball game as well. That comes up and more right here on K105.
I'm William Shatner. I've been around a long time, but I'm truly humbled when I see the real battles our brave, paralyzed veterans have faced defending our freedom.
I was on a routine patrol, and we were in the desert of Kuwait, and the vehicle flipped and landed on top of me, which left me paralyzed from the waist down.
Okay, folks, this is heroism. That's why I'm proud to support Paralyzed Veterans of America. Go to pva.org to learn how you can make a difference.
My brother was wounded in Mosul, Iraq in 2005 during a combat mission. The injuries he suffered that day are still with him. He has partial vision and hearing loss. He has a traumatic brain injury, and probably most severe is his post-traumatic stress. But the bomb that blew him up, it really kind of blew up my life right along with it. Caregiving was new and scary. I was really isolated and on my own, and I didn't reach out. And that ultimately led me to a point in my life where I contemplated suicide. One of the resources that we had known about after my brother was wounded was Wounded Warrior Project. And once we discovered that Wounded Warrior Project not only had programs for my brother, but they had them for me and my son as well, we really began engaging with other families, and it turns out there's a lot of them who are just like ours.
Did you know that over 700 kids enter the foster care system every day?
$700?
700.
Just talking about foster care can help foster care.
Okay, let's try this.
Donate your small talk.
This is Cougar Basketball on K105.
Welcome back here to the Cougar Den. Grayson County picks up a win 53-19 against Fort Knox. Running a quick score, too, from around the region. The first one that matters the most, the Cougar boys up 18-15 against Muhlenberg County as they're getting ready to start the second half of action. Really not a lot of scores to bring you. A final score between two of the top teams in the state of Kentucky. George Rogers Clark defeats Great Crossing 52-51. Boys basketball score at the end of the first quarter. Butler County leads Heritage Christian 16-13. And as I scroll through here, that appears to be most of the finals. LaRue County fell to Taylor County 61-59 in the 2A tournament earlier on today. Lady Cougars picked up the win. We'll come back and tell you how they did it after this. Lady Cougar basketball on K105.
Connection. It's the name of the game in Grayson County schools. Connection with students, with colleagues, with community, through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connections that teach, that encourage, that build confidence, that show together we can, preparing students for life, equipped with real and real-world skills for success. Together, we are GC Connected.
A tree can be unifying, inviting diverse communities to gather over common roots. A tree can be innovative, effortlessly pulling carbon from the air. A tree can be noble, actively nurturing life in an uncertain world. The Arbor Day Foundation has been planting trees for 50 years, in every season and soil, every climate and corner of the earth. A tree can be transformational, helping us turn local action into global impact. That's why now is the time for trees. Lots of trees. Let's tell the world everything a tree can be. Because a tree can be a solution. Let's put millions of solutions in the ground, together.
Navigating the maze of Medicare enrollment can be a confusing and overwhelming experience. State Health Insurance Assistance Programs, or SHIP, are experts on Medicare.
I felt like this place could really help me out.
They were so nice and helpful on the phone. I really do appreciate the fact that they take us seriously.
Local, unbiased, and trusted Medicare help. Contact the SHIP office in your area to make an appointment.
This is Cougar Basketball on K105.
Lady Cougars pick up the 53-19 victory against Fort Knox tonight. Running down the scoring for this game, first for the Lady Eagles. 9 points for Lachey Jones, 5 points for Trishana Lewis, 3 points for Asia Charles, and 2 for Tiara Cisse. For Grayson County, 12 different players score in this game. It was led by Sutton Van Meter. She had 10 points. 8 points for Kennedy Green, 7 for Isabel Blanton, 6 each for Ella Narvaez and Peyton Bowman. 4 for Bree Jones, 2 each for Lexi Logston, Arissa Riggs, Sydney Perkins, and Hannah Smith. 3 for Briley Renfro, and Brooklyn Dennis had 1 point. Lady Cougars are now 4-9 on the season. They've won back-to-back games for the first time since the 2021 district tournament. We invite you to join us on Saturday as the Cougar boys basketball team will be on the road at Bowling Green as they will face Franklin County at 2:30. That game will be right here on K105 Digital Productions, but over on our sister station, Litchfield's Country Station 103.9 The Moose. We'll be back with the Lady Cougars on Monday as they will face Warren East. I want to thank the K105 Digital Productions crew for their hard work this evening. Give a shout-out to Eli Smith. He was kind of watching over our shoulders. He even took the reins from your director, Jaden Kinney, tonight. Your camera operator was the world-famous concession stand connoisseur, Alex C. Cook. He was dipping a hot dog in some nacho cheese earlier, and the eyes of Eli Smith, who was learning from him, opened up wide as saucers. So that's Alex C. Cook, the concession stand connoisseur. So for them, on a night where Grayson County picks up the 53-19 win against Fort Knox, this is Sam Gormley saying, so long, everyone.